What just happened? At midnight, millions of hearts suddenly lit up the internet. A single name was trending in every language, and before anyone could even count, the number 56,845,550 flashed across the screen. It wasn't a chart score, it was love. Billions of heartbeats sent for one man, Kim Seokjin. The world was celebrating something most people never even think about, Jin's 12,000th day since birth. 12,000 days of laughter, music, and warmth that have touched people across oceans. But this wasn't just an anniversary, it became a phenomenon. Fans on the platform My Favorite Idol sent Jin over 56 million hearts, crowning him as the 813th donation fairy. A title given only to artists who surpass 55,555 votes on special days. Each time this happens, money is donated to a cause in their name. So, as those virtual hearts rose into the sky, a very real 500,000 won was donated to the Malal Welfare Foundation, marking Jin's 24th donation and bringing his total contributions to a heartwarming 12 million won. And here's the beautiful part. These weren't companies, sponsors, or media promotions. It was just people. Fans who remembered how much Jin has given them over the years and decided to give something back. Not to him directly, but through him, in his name, for the world. Online, the celebration was breathtaking. Hashtags like Happy 12,000 Days with Jin and Suktin 12,000 Ilseng Chukaka flooded Twitter, each post a little love letter. Handmade fan art, soft video edits, and long messages that read like poetry. Some fans even shared stories of how Jin helped them smile again after a hard year. Others recalled his gentle words during old live streams, his dad jokes that somehow healed the heart, and his quiet strength when life got heavy. In one fan's words, open quote, "Every day Jin makes the world softer," close quote. While the internet was overflowing with emotions, another story was unfolding quietly, on a much bigger stage. The world's top concert industry magazine, Polestar, released its top 20 global concert tours ranking. And guess who was there? Standing tall among legends like Beyoncé and Coldplay? Jin, the only Asian solo artist on the entire list, number 14 in the world. Think about that for a moment. A man who once said he was just a guy who loves to sing, now performing in packed arenas across continents, selling out every single show on his Run Sok Jin episode tour. From Korea to Japan to the US to Europe, Jin's name filled marquees in cities like Osaka, Anaheim, Dallas, Tampa, Newark, London, and Amsterdam. Everywhere he went, tickets vanished within minutes. And each night, as the lights dimmed and that familiar voice began to sing, tens of thousands of fans sang back with tears in their eyes. In Japan's Kyocera Dome, even the 8th floor was opened, something so rare that even BTS hadn't done during group concerts. And those 2 nights, they made history. A total of $9.6 million in ticket sales, the highest ever for a K-pop solo artist at a single venue. But what makes Jin's story special isn't just the numbers. It's what he brings to those numbers. Each performance feels like a letter, to the fans who waited, to the members he loves, to himself. Reviewers called his shows magical, unrivaled, and Rolling Stone UK even gave the tour a perfect 5-star rating. But what struck everyone most was how he filled those enormous stages with warmth. Not fireworks, not ego, just sincerity. When Jin performs songs like Epiphany or The Astronaut, you can feel his voice tremble, not from weakness, but from truth. It's as if he's singing directly to the version of you that forgot how to dream. And he didn't stop there. His second mini-album, Echo, stayed on Billboard's World Albums chart for over 19 weeks, making it the only K-pop solo album of 2025 to achieve that. He also became the best-selling Korean solo artist in the US this year, a feat that even industry veterans call unbelievable. With every achievement, Jin could have made it all about himself, but instead he turns it into gratitude. He smiles shyly, thanks ARMY again and again, and reminds everyone to eat well, rest well, and love themselves. That's who he's always been, a man who celebrates his own success by lifting others higher. So when fans celebrated his 12,000th day, they weren't just marking time. They were celebrating the kind of person he chose to be every single day of those 12,000. A singer who gives, a performer who connects, and a person who turns even fame into kindness. And now, as he prepares for his Run Jin Tour Encore at Incheon's Munhak Stadium on October 31st and November 1st, the anticipation feels different. It's not just excitement, it's pride. For the man who reminds us that success doesn't have to be loud, that love doesn't need to be complicated, and that music, when sung with honesty, can heal more than words ever could. Jin's 12,000th day isn't just a number. It's a journey of resilience, warmth, and light. A reminder that even in a world chasing fame, there are still artists who choose heart. From a donation fairy who gives without asking, to a global king who conquers the world quietly, Jin continues to show us that greatness isn't about how high you rise, but how deeply you touch the people who believed in you. So here's to Kim Seok-jin, the man who turned 12,000 days into 12,000 reasons for the world to smile.